Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMP Finance, where we make long and short-term investing simple. And very quickly, we're going to go over our NASDAQ analysis and also take a look at how the major stocks, in my opinion, are doing here. And also some of these stocks have broken out too, so fantastic buying opportunities for all of you guys. So let's take a look over here. We'll start off with the NASDAQ analysis here. And last time we were here, I drew a line that looks something like this, where I showed that we were having this breakout of this line over here, 21,700, which I think is a very strong resistance and support line over here, and we've broken above it twice now. I think this is the real breakout. You have this engulfing candle, you already have a fake out the way, and here we did get that retest that I talked about, so that's fantastic to see. Now from here, I am expecting the price to move up to 22,100, which is almost, I'm going to call this the all-time high price target line, just because there's a lot of strength coming from this line as well, and this is a very weak breakout, so I'm not going to count this really as an official all-time high, but I am liking the looks of taking a trade from here. Very simple, we got this retest here at 21,700, and from here you're looking at a great risk to reward ratio. If you even want to move just to this line over here, 3.71, nearly 4 risk to reward there. And it's very simple, this market here. We are currently in a bull market, and nothing else is going to tell you that we're not. We have the higher highs, we have all the breakouts of these resistance levels, and a lot of these stocks too are breaking out that surround the NASDAQ. So I am definitely liking the looks of getting the possibility for an all-time high over here on the NASDAQ. So that being said, very simple. If we do break above this line, we will be receiving some new all-time highs and quite significant all-time highs as well. And very simply, if you are looking for a bear market, which is definitely not coming anytime soon, you do have to wait for a break of this 20,750 support line over here. Now this support line is shown to be very strong. We've had a lot of retests off of here, about 6 retests and 6 rejections, or nearly 6 rejections from this line over here. So this is a very good candidate to show that we are exiting a bull market. Not only that, you will also be breaking below this rise in support line over here, which has held us in the bull trend ever since we exited the bear market of 2023. And yeah, it's given us a lot of guidance to the upside here. So if we do break these two, then that's when you're looking to take risk off. Don't worry about this resistance or this support line over here. I did talk about in my previous videos on how this is an extremely strong support line and it can't be sustained. So you know what? We finally got this breakout here, and that's all right. From now, I can go ahead and delete this. And I am looking for this support line to be holding us up from here. We're kind of just adapting and getting into a healthy bull market range. Even if we are breaking below that support line over there, I'm not too worried about that whatsoever. So again, all-time highs coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. Let's take a look at Google over here, and Google did make a new higher high in this pattern sequence over here ever since we got out of the breakout, and it's looking very strong. Earnings is good. The only thing that was kind of bad was that they had to settle a lawsuit, which can be shown here at this day, where we dropped 7.5%. But ever since then, we've recovered very quickly, and it looks like we're on our way to new all-time highs. If I had to place my money on one single stock when it comes to the NASDAQ, Google is definitely the stock that I'm placing that bet on to see some fantastic return. Super low PE ratio, a lot of upside potential still, even though it's risen up quite a bit from the bottom over here. You are looking at a 25% increase. You still are looking for a all-time high price of about 17% away. So this is definitely a stock that I'm looking for when it comes to new all-time high. And yeah, I don't think I need to say anything more to try and justify Google. We all know Google, and just think to yourself honestly, do you think that this is the last all-time high that we'll see in Google? Absolutely not. So that's all I have to say about that. AMD, we did get this breakout of resistance the other day, and this is the second and the only resistance left to break out of. So we finally got this successful breakout. We got that retest I talked about, and now we're looking to move all the way up. Now, a lot of analysts are saying that they expect AMD to move up to about $200 a share, which I think could be possible. I think it's possible, but what I don't like about this 200, huge psychological level, and also I feel like a lot of these institutions that do have these analysts will be using you as liquidity once we're up to this 200 price zone here. So very simple, what am I saying is a very safe take profit? Well, I'm looking at this 180 or even this 170 line if you want to try to be a little bit more conservative with your trade, especially if you're using leverage trades. So very simple, we have a lot of volume over here, a lot of buying and selling volume. I definitely think that this 170 level is a great candidate for taking profit levels. So I think that you should take your profit out of here if we do reach up, or even 180. 180 is a stretch. You still see that you have a little bit of resistance over here, but I still think that there is a little bit more upside to here. I would say 185, but you're very safe at 180 for taking profit over there. So I definitely think that within 2025, we will start to see these higher price targets here at 170 to 185. So do keep an eye out for that when it comes to AMD. And the only time that you are getting risk off when it comes to AMD is if we break below this resistance line, or even at the swing low here at about $114 a share. So that's what I'm looking out for AMD. Qualcomm, we finally are getting a breakout of Qualcomm, which is a pretty strong stock in the NASDAQ index. This is based off of semiconductors and chips, and we've had this very, very strong resistance line where we've dropped 30% or over 30% from this all-time high here. Very, very clear resistance line, and we can see that we have a very steady breakout over here. Now, this breakout is super easy to trade. What I'm going to be doing here is do something very, very simple. I'm looking for a take profit. I mean, I could be looking for all-time highs as well, but a safe take profit can be seen at around $180 a share. And then your stop loss, very, very simple, at a swing low over here, and you're still getting a 3 risk to reward. And Qualcomm, I think, is a stock that's definitely due for an increase. We see that all these chip stocks and all these semiconductor stocks moving up, and I think that Qualcomm will get its share of the pie as well. So that's something that you are looking out for. If you do want to wait for a retest, even better, and that's even better risk reward ratio at 5 there. ASML almost breaking above this 778 resistance level. Now, this has been a very key resistance level in the past, so I definitely think that if we do break above this, you are looking for some all-time highs over here at 43% up. Even if you're not looking for that 43% up, still lots of great take profit zones around the $900 support level. But ASML, as we see here, it is an expensive stock, but take a look at this exponential growth. This is fantastic, and I definitely expect to see ASML, as it's been doing in the past, making new all-time highs, make another all-time high. Valuation for the stock is great, and I think there's a lot of eyes on ASML for that break up. So I believe that even tomorrow we will see that break as it starts to follow the Qualcomm break as well, and all these semiconductor breaks such as AMD, and then from there you're looking for those new all-time highs. So ASML looking great there. People look at NVIDIA here, and we're kind of slowing down. There's a lot of eyes on NVIDIA and a lot of people placing their bets on it. So I definitely believe that NVIDIA is due for another retest here, and it's kind of just struggling around here to break up. So if you are looking for a nice place to take a trade, you can look for the support level down to the south side over here, which is currently a drop of, let's measure out how much. Currently a drop of about 10%, so it is still a little bit extended over there. But NVIDIA, I think that's a very safe bet that we will make new all-time highs, and I've been saying that ever since we exited out of this resistance line over here, and we're up very, very quickly from that breakout over there. So NVIDIA, very, very strong. If you are looking for buying opportunity, take a look at the support touch again, but that's what I'm looking for there. Take a look at Microsoft over here, and brand new all-time high. And yes, we did have a brand new all-time high on Friday, but this breakout here, or this candle, has shown a lot of significant strength, just to show that this is not a fake out. And I definitely think that Microsoft will be making new all-time highs. And I am still very, very huge on the idea that we will receive this gap fill over here, around this $400 support level here. The reason why is because we are super far extended. If we take a look at our support line over here, we are super overextended, about 15% away from the support line there. Now, a gap of this magnitude here is 100% going to fill. I've done the research, and ever since 2010, I believe, either 2000 or 2010, the biggest gap that went unfilled was about 0.87%. So I definitely think that we will come back in the future to come back and fill that gap there. I am very bullish on Microsoft, and I think that once we come back down to here, I think it'll just be for the sake of a gap fill. Whatever reason they're giving you will be just market manipulation, but I think this is a great candidate for buying opportunity here. And I am bullish in the long-term stock as well, but you know what? I'm very confident in my technical analysis, and if we do receive this breakout, I already made about 15-16% of the upside here. Let me take a look actually. I think it may be a little bit more now. We bought at the breakout here at the retest, and I sold about here. Yeah, so about 15%. If we do come back down, I made an extra 15%. I'll place another buy, and then I'll wait for Microsoft to make new all-time highs, and I'm laughing. I made 15% more than anybody else has who's just long-term holding the stock. And let's say that I do miss out. Let's say that my analysis doesn't go right. plenty of stocks to buy for buying opportunities. You're never going to run out of buying opportunities in the market. You just got to keep your eyes peeled and just be patient. And that's pretty much it. You're not losing sleep over it, honestly. But I think Microsoft here, there's a very, very high chance we will look at this gap fill sometime in the future. It doesn't have to be in a week from now. It could be months from now. So that's what I'm looking out for there. Let's people look over at Apple over here. I'm going to take a look at Apple. And it dawned upon me that Apple has a very, very ugly trend line. Now this is the resistance line here, and it's going something like this here, where you have these touches. Yeah, you have, you know, one touch, kind of two, call it two. You have a false breakout over here, and then you also have this drop in. Then you also have these two touches to the resistance line, and looks like we had that other touch of the resistance line here, and we're not really breaking out of it. That's not a very good sign here. We rejected from it. Maybe tomorrow we see some strength, but we're currently down 1.21% on Apple. Not really liking the looks of that. If we are in a bull market, I like to see all the bulls in agreement of starting to move up higher, and I'm definitely waiting for that breakout when it comes to Apple here. I definitely am bullish long term when it comes to the stock, don't get me wrong, but if you're looking for day trades, definitely wait for that break of resistance or even a break of the 208 line. I think that would be a very, very good candidate for a bull market rush, where you can place a very, very nice take profit and stop loss and very good risk to reward trade from here. Say something like this, where you have your swing low around here, even if you will call that the swing low. And again, take profit at all-time high. I think this will definitely take longer than 2025 before you reach the all-time high. But as we see in the past before here, when people were calling a bear market for Apple in the past, Apple shot up a matter of, let's take a look here actually, let's measure it out. About 43% here, 44%. In just a matter of about a month and a half. So when we do get these bull markets on Apple, they're very, very volatile and very, very quick. So don't sleep on that. And right now is a great time. If you're scared of it going into a bear trend when it's a solid stock, that's a great reason why you should be buying it right there. Because that's exactly where the market wants you to be. Missing out on the stock so the big institutions can place big trades and they can move up and make a shit ton of money. So do the same thing as them. But that's going to be a wrap for today. We've been placing some fantastic trades. We're currently up, let's see, 159.96% year to date. I will show the graph there. All the trades will be made public as well, and you can find all the trade histories in the Discord description or one of the Discord channels. To access the Discord, it's fantastic. You get all the trade alerts I take profit, stop loss, percentage risk allocation. You're also going to get free one-on-one sessions as well, and very, very simple. Just take a look at the link in the description, join up, and we are making some fantastic trades. Well, the NASDAQ, or sorry, S&P is currently up, let's see, 2.25%, and it's past half a year, almost done the year, which is crazy. We're currently beating that by 157%. So if you are looking to beat the market, learn how to be a real trader and beat the market and make some crazy gains like me, come take a look at the link in the description. But that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Thank you very, very much for joining in, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, y'all. Later.